And now let's throw it up to Marc Lichtenfeld for the official introductions.
Hi everyone, I'm Marc Lichtenfeld, Chief Income Strategist of the Oxford Club. Welcome to State of the Market. Some of you may not be familiar with my somewhat unique side hustle. When I'm not dispensing brilliant and insightful financial advice, I work as a boxing ring announcer.
For ShowBox, the new generation.
And a couple of weeks ago, I was inducted into the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. It was an honor I never dreamed of when I was starting out almost 20 years ago, but my ring announcing career is analogous to investing.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Early in my career, I paid my dues, doing lots of small shows or doing the fights before the TV bouts came on, handing the mic to Michael Buffer once the TV cameras turned on. But I worked hard and hustled my way to a point where I was traveling the country and someone else handed me the mic before I appeared on HBO, Showtime, and ESPN. Similarly, when I started out investing, I could only afford to buy a small amount of stocks. But as time went on, like my announcing career, my investments grew and compounded.
Big bank, small bank, I like to make money.
Now, compounding is when your money makes money. For example, let's say you have $1,000 and earn 10% per year. You'd earn $100 in that year. And at the end of 1 year, you'd have $1,100. But now the next year, instead of earning $100, you'd earn $110 because 10% of $1,100 is $110. Now that extra $10 may not seem like much, but it does add up in a big way. After 5 years, if you earned a flat 10% and the money wasn't compounded, you'd have earned $500 in interest and have $1,500. But compounding means you've earned $610 in interest for a total of $1,610. After 10 years, instead of $2,000, you'd have 30% more at $2,593. And in 20 years, you're up to $6,727 instead of $4,000. So that is the power of compounding. Now, all these years later, my investments now generate a substantial amount of income. And one of the most common things I hear from new investors is that they don't have much to get started with. And as a result, they often don't think it's worth it. But that's the wrong way to think about it.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
You don't build a house all at once. You have to lay the first brick. And then you add more and more until after a little while, there's a house standing there. Same with investing. Start with whatever you can and continue to build. Now, here are some important numbers that I showed my colleagues at the Oxford Club in a talk I gave about investing in a 401k. Now, if you invest $4,500 a year in a 401k or IRA, earning an average of 8% per year, in 10 years, you'll have $80,000. Do it for another 5 years, where you've contributed just $22,500 more, and you end up with $146,000 or $66,000 more than you had 5 years earlier. That is due to the power of compounding. And the numbers get crazy after that. After 20 years, you have $243,000, and 5 years after that, $386,000. Again, between years 20 and 25, you only contributed another $22,500, but your portfolio grew $143,000. And after year 30, you have $596,000. Now that's a nice chunk of change that you can continue to earn income from or draw down if you have to. And keep in mind, that's investing $4,500 a year. If you can invest more, your nest egg will be even bigger. Like most things in life, laying the foundation for success starts early. Create good habits, pay your dues, and
Patience, my friend.
You'll be astonished at how well you do down the road. I know I was. I'm Marc Lichtenfeld. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And make sure to subscribe to this channel, and for more income building and money saving ideas, sign up for my free e-letter. Just click the link in the description.